Today's lesson, classes of buffer solution. In this lesson, we are going to learn meaning of buffer, definition of solution, acidic buffer solution, basic buffer solution, definition of buffer solution, and finally buffer capacity and buffer action. So let's begin. The very first point is meaning of buffer. Buffer means something that acts as a protective barrier, protector of changing. That means a hinderer. This is the meaning of buffer. Now let's see what is the definition of solution. Solution is defined as a liquid mixture in which one component is uniformly distributed within another component. It's called solution. Let's move on to the next point. Now the point is acidic buffer solution. Let's see what is acidic buffer solution or how this is prepared. First of all, let's see two solutions. One is solution of weak acid, acetic acid, and another one is solution of acidic salt of this weak acid. That means sodium acetate. Let's see. This is the solution of acetic acid, and its concentration is suppose 0.1 molar acetic acid, which is a kind of weak acid. Another solution, (0.1 molar sodium acetate. It's a kind of salt of this weak acid, which is called basic salt of weak acid, which has been discussed in the previous lesson in detail. Now, another beaker is taken where this solution is taken. This is suppose 250 milliliter, and this is taken which is suppose 250 milliliter. So we got a solution which is a mixture of acetic acid and sodium acetate. So this is the solution which is a mixture of acetic acid, weak acid, and its basic salt. It's a kind of acidic buffer solution. When in this solution a small amount of strong acid is added, then pH value is, suppose pH value of this solution is 4.74. After the addition of a small amount of acid, pH value is supposed to decrease. Similarly, when in this solution a small amount of base is added, strong base, then pH value is supposed to increase. But this is the solution where a small amount of strong acid or small amount of strong base is added, then no change in the pH value. This is the characteristic of buffer solution, and here this is a kind of acidic buffer solution. We know three equations related to concentration of hydrogen ion, and hydroxide ion. Let's see the equations. pH is equal to negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration. So pH value changes with the change of hydrogen ion concentration. But here, after the addition of proton, hydrogen ion, that means a strong acid, pH value doesn't change remarkably. Similarly, we know pOH is equal to negative logarithm of hydroxide ion concentration, and another equation, pH plus pOH is equal to 14. So when in this solution strong base is added, then ultimately pOH should be changed, and with the change of pOH, pH should be changed. But after the addition of a small amount of strong base, pH value doesn't change remarkably. That is why it's a kind of buffer solution. The solution that protects the change of pH value after the addition of small amounts of strong acid or strong base. Now let's move on to the next point. Now the point is basic buffer solution. Let's see how is basic buffer solution prepared. First of all, a solution of ammonium hydroxide whose concentration is 0.1 molar suppose, and another solution 0.1 molar ammonium chloride, which is a kind of salt of this base, acidic salt of this base, and its concentration is 0.1 molar. Another beaker is taken where, suppose it is taken 250 milliliter, this is taken 250 milliliter. We got a solution where ammonium hydroxide and ammonium chloride is present. That means it's a mixture of weak base ammonium hydroxide and its acidic salt ammonium chloride. As it contains base, that is why it's a kind of basic buffer solution. Like acidic buffer solution, when in this solution a small amount of strong acid is added, then pH value of this solution is suppose 9.2. After the addition of a strong acid, a small amount, its pH value is supposed to decrease. Similarly, when in this solution small amount of strong base is added, then its pH value is supposed to increase. But after the addition of a small amount of a strong acid or strong base, its pH value doesn't change remarkably. So it's a kind of basic buffer solution. Buffer means the solution which protects the change of pH value. That is why it's a kind of buffer solution, basic buffer solution. This is about acidic buffer solution and basic buffer solution. Now let's see what is the definition of buffer solution. Buffer solution. The definition is the solution in which small amount of strong acid or strong base is added, then no remarkable change in the pH value. This solution is called buffer solution. Now let's see what is buffer capacity. Buffer capacity is the strength of buffer solution to prevent the change in the pH value is called buffer capacity. The last point is buffer action. Buffer action is defined as the mechanism or procedure by which buffer solution protects its pH value change. This is called buffer action. This is all about classes of buffer solution. Thank you very much.